we are in a situation, I'm going to talk to you about this later, you know, people need this business. And you need to stop being selfish with yourself, or selfish and greedy, and you need to share this business, because you certainly aren't the last person who needed this. So, you need to now, just exactly like Susan was saying, how do you share this business with them? How do you do it in a way, front and back? Oh my gosh, are they wrong? Oh, no. No, there's pictures on both sides and there's not supposed to be. Hang on. I'm not the only one that's wrong. Some of you are wrong and some of you are right. Okay, if you have pictures on both sides, raise your hand. Yeah, well, I'm about to tell you. Yeah, Rob, raise your hands. Are there any that are right?
I have some more that are wrong. Would you like one?
There's 3 more because, yeah, my girls already have this. Let me tell you my website because it's all up there and you just print as many as you need. Okay, you ready? www.stefanifuller.com and it's STEFANIE. Fuller, FULLER.com. You are going to need a user ID. And the user ID is, if it's to be, all together, no punctuation. If it's to be.
TWO.
All just lowercase letters.
TO.
TO. If it's to be. Just the word, no punctuation.
Not text.
Yeah, pretend you're texting on your phone and you have no spaces. Then the password is. Can anybody guess? Ding ding ding, give her a diva dollar. It's up to me. If it's to be is the username, password is it's up to me. Alright, so then you can print this as much as you need, and I apologize. I was printing this yesterday and anyway. Okay, so what this is, yeah, fold it in half just like this. One of the things that happens that is most important when you sit down, like Susan's saying, within 24 to 48 hours with somebody who is interested in the business, they really don't care about a lot of the things that we once were in Premier care about. If they do care, do you know what they're going to do? They're going to ask. If they really are concerned about the quality of the jewelry, they're going to ask you. If they're not concerned about it and you spend 15 minutes telling them about it, whoo, they're like zoning out. They're like, is this lady going to be quiet anytime soon? I need to go. I've got other things to do. Get to the heart of it. Have y'all ever done the temperament test? Sanguine, choleric, melancholy, phlegmatic. The sanguines do not care about anything besides, is it fun? Right here. Right here. They don't care about all the details, okay? They want to know, is it fun? Do the ladies get together? That's a good person to show a couple pictures of your training events, to talk about your training events with those people, am I right? The choleric, do you know what she wants to know? What's it cost? That's all she cares about. Tell me the bottom line and how do I make it back? Really, truly, she could care less about this. She doesn't care about the jewelry particularly. What does it cost and how do I make it back? The melancholy, she has a list. Yes, I think I'm talking about Courtney. She has a list of her questions. And she will get through that list with you. But here's what happens. She's going to sit down with you. The first thing on her list, if it is quality of the jewelry, and you don't get to that till 20 minutes into your presentation, she didn't hear anything you said. Because all she's listening for is what's on her agenda. And as soon as you cover that, and she's okay with that, first and foremost question to her, she's like, okay, now she moves on to second question number 2. Well, you've already covered it, and she didn't hear you because she was worried about number 1. So the phlegmatic, well, she just really doesn't care. She'll do whatever you're telling her to do. So that's what I'm trying to get at. You've got to know your audience. Who are you talking to? too. Because if you do the same presentation to every single person, you are going to lose 75% of the people. What this does, on the very first line it says, what Premier Designs could do for you. Ultimately, the bottom line is, they want to know what's in it for them, okay? They don't want to know, all the great things that's happened in your life. I mean, they want to know that a little bit, and you should share that with them a little bit, to tell them a little bit about your Premier story and where you came from, where you are now. But you cannot go into too much detail because, again, what's in it for me? Tell me how it's going to change my life. That's the first question. What is your dream, need, or goal? Okay? And you work with that prospect right there, right then. Now, here's what happens. She says, I need some extra money, I want to get out of debt. Okay, great, we write that down. The next question says, how much money per month do you need to make that happen? You have to ask that question. You have to know what she needs. Because if you don't know what she needs, you are not going to be able to show her how Premier is going to fit and meet that need. If she says she has $10,000 in credit card debt, I'm going to ask her, how soon do you want to pay that off? Okay? And she says, well, I got 2 years to do it. Great. I know that if she did one jewelry show a week for a year, she'd have $10,000 in the bank. Okay? So I can tell her, I know based on what I'm about to show her that we're good. Now, I had a girl the other day ask that question, and you know what? I asked her that question, she said she wanted $3,000 a month. Now, yeah, you got to know how to respond to that. She is not going to be able to make $3,000 a month. I mean, I didn't say that to her. I said, okay, to make $3,000 a month, you're going to really need to, work this business. It's totally doable, and there are people that do this, but understand that it's not part-time in that respect. All right, so that's just a little bit of precursor to this, and I literally have these at my shows with me. I have them with my purse. I will do this at the park. You can do this at Chick-fil-A. This is all you need. You do not need a book. You do not need a flip chart. You do not need a room. You do not need a PowerPoint or whatever you want to do, okay? You need a piece of paper. And the cool thing about this is what Kathy Fall picked up on. She's my PR department, by the way. Once Kathy Fall heard about this, it's like the floodgates open. You can email this to someone. Let's say you are talking to somebody who lives in Michigan. Email this to them and then go over it with them on the phone. That is so cool. You save yourself, the time and delayed postage. All right, so I'm going to walk through this. It shouldn't take you more than about 15 to 20 minutes tops to do this whole sheet, okay? So what is your dream, need, or goal? You work through that with her, and you would literally write that down. She says, you know what, I really would like to pay my kids' tuition. Great, how much is that going to cost you? It's about $400 a month. Okay, that's great. Let's write this down. Now in Premier, there are 2 ways that we make income. The very first way is by doing home shows, and as a jeweler, you earn 50% of the retail sales all the time. Are you filling that in? Awesome. Write the numbers in as I go through them, and literally when you're doing this, read the page. Side note, that was the other thing. New jewelers, do you know what we do as new jewelers? We open those marketing plans that Premier gives us. And what do we do? Put them in a drawer. Well, no. Here, Austin. Okay, you're our sponsor. We need to tell her that you're putting them in a drawer. No, we read the book. That is not a speaking tool. That is a reading brochure. And so when we sit down and we read, too much information. So that's why I created this was, okay, you can read this as a brand new jeweler and be okay with it, okay, if you just read the words. All right, so for example, hold a home show with $400 in sales. Your profit is $200 or about $50 an hour, because I figure it takes me about 4 hours total time to do a home show, okay? So, Kelly, can you see yourself doing 2 shows a month to meet your dream of pay or your need of paying your kids' tuition?
Absolutely, sign me up, I'm ready.
Do you know what I would do at this point?
Sign her up.
Well,